Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Rahayu Semang, ladies and gentlemen, our speakers and participants. Best wishes for all of us. Welcome to the talk show Empowering Youth for Water Conservation and Environmental Action and the role of Adiwiyata School in water conservation at the Pavilion Indonesia, the 10th World Water Forum, Nusa Dua, Bali. This talk show were organized by the Center for Development of Environmental and Forestry Generation, Ministry of Environment and Forestry, and in collaborate with Directorate Inland Water and Mangrove Rehabilitation, Ministry of Environment and Forestry. Before starting the talk show, let me introduce myself. I am Nadia, who will guide the talk show session. Now, I will introduce all of our speakers. First of all, we have Ibu Sinta Sasarina, MSc, as Head of the Center for Development of Environmental and Forestry Generation, Ministry of Environment and Forestry. And second, we will have Ibu Inge Ratnawati, MA, as Director of Inland Water and Mangrove Rehabilitation, Ministry of Environment and Forestry. We will have Ibu Inge shortly in this moment. And third, we have Bapak Karyanto Wibowo as Director of Sustainable Development of Danone Indonesia. And last but not least, we have the youngest speaker in this group. We have Aditni Putu Menovia Padmasri Gita Mahasari from Elementary School 1, Mandang, Bali. Before the speakers deliver their presentation, first of all, please let us listen to the opening speech from Mr. Adi Paulima Ruteka as Head of Extension and Human Resources Development Agency.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu. Good morning to all participants on behalf of Ministry of Environment and Forestry, Republic of Indonesia. I would like to welcome you to our talk show, Empowering Youth for Water Conservation and Environmental Action, the role of Adiwiyata Schools in water conservation. I'm very delighted to be the Agency of Extension and Human Resource Development, Ministry of Environment and Forestry, can be part of this important event. Water, the most precious resource on our planet, is the lifeline of all forms of life. We are responsible for increasing capacity and engaging our youth. They hold the creativity, energy, and innovation necessary to drive the consumption changes needed to conserve our water. It is encouraging to see how government, school, business, and civil society hand in hand put attention and support environment capacity for people. Through collaborative initiatives, we force in addressing the challenges of today and the future sustainable water resources. I am proud to convey that for the decade, Indonesia has reached significant progress in environmental education development. This concept was introduced in Indonesia in the mid of 1970s. Since then, therefore, there are more than 100 centers for environmental study has been developed university all over Indonesia. Ministry of Environment and Forestry developed some strategic programs such as Adiwiyata Green School Program, the Mila Community Green Movement Program, and Creative Economic Development Green Job Program. Finally, I would like to appreciate to all of the speakers from business sector, youth, students, and participants who attend this hybrid meeting. We look forward for further collaboration in developing environmental education related to water conservation issues. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi Santi Om.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the welcoming and opening speech, Mr. Ade. And now we will continue to to the presentation from our speakers. As we are in the international forum, we are encouraged to all the speakers to present their materials on in English, and all the participants also who want to ask later in the session question and answer session also in English. Okay, first of all, we will listen to the presentation from our first speaker, Ibu Sinta. Please, the time is yours.
Good morning, everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Please, I would like to speak in English as Nadia mentioned. So also we have a live streaming here, Nadia. So our colleagues from Japan also right now with us. Okay. My presentation, please, Mas Rama. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, next please. The Indonesian government believes that environmental education has become important role to lead people to concern environmental issue, especially sustainable or water resources. So Indonesia commit and strongly support the development of environmental education. This is marked by its participation in international forum in 1972, and after that, year by year, we are growing the environmental education concept. So, for example, in 1977, IKIP Jakarta, this is the school. This is Indonesian Institute for Teachers, IKIP Jakarta, become a pioneer, creating an environmental education teaching program for 15 elementary schools. The next years, there are 86 universities has a Center of Environmental Study, mostly doing the EIS, Environmental Impact Assessment. And lately, in 1996, we, Ministry of Environment, has collaboration with very good collaboration with Ministry of Education, Ministry of Home Affairs, and Ministry of Religion. And in 1906, we start Green School program we call Adiwiyata in elementary, junior, and high school. At that time, only 10 schools, and only in Java Island. 17 later, at the end of last year, 2023, we have around 28,270 Adiwiyata schools. So it's quite challenging. We are so lucky. We have a very good collaboration with the school. Thank you for the teacher here. And so also with the local government in the province and also in the district government. So we do have some regulation. There are 2 laws related to environmental education, Memorandum of Understanding of 4 ministers, and then also we have 2 ministerial decree related to Adiwiyata program. We also have the own definition on environmental education. Next please. Mas Rama. Next. Mas Rama. Oops. Okay, so there are 3 objectives for Adiwiyata. First of all, we would like the school community become an agent of change, become more and more environmental friendly. The second one, accelerate the number of Adiwiyata schools. We would like to replicate the school. The third is improving the environmental quality. So there are 3 stages that we are assessed. The first, the planning. They have to have curriculum that related to environmental education, and then integrated that curriculum involve all of the member of schools, communities, and then we review the implementation, and also we monitor and evaluate. So basically there are 5 activities. First of all, we develop environmental learning material. Thank you to Pak Karyanto and the team from Danone Indonesia, from business sector, collaborating very nice with us. Pak Karyanto already have the book. Can you show us, Pak, the book? Yeah, there's a lot of information for the teacher. Yeah, Pak Karyanto will mention later. The second one, we increase the educational capacity not only for the local but also for us in the central government. The third is increasing capacity and role of school community. We also would like to have increased networking. Good that we have meeting here in international forum. So we are looking forward to have international networking. And the fifth is we give award to the school. And a couple years ago, the president itself did the award to the school. Okay, next please. Mas Rama. Okay, there are six aspects of Adiwiyata. First of all, they have the clean sanitation. The second one, waste management. They implement the 3R program, reduce, reuse, recycle. The third, they have to plan and nurturing the 3R plants. And the fourth, this is our priority now, water conservation. The fifth is energy conservation. The last one is innovation. And we put in CDIA. This is information system for Adiwiyata. We call this is the abbreviation CDIA. And from CDIA, we can see, for example, this is 551 schools. From the data from CDIA, we can see that there are 66% waste reduction. There are 19% energy saving from the electricity, and this is very lovely. 70% water can be saving before and after the school becoming a school Adiwiyata, and also other things like make bioboreholes, and also there is a lot and more Adiwiyata cadre like Gita here. Okay, next please. Okay, this is all the activities of Adiwiyata School. Most of them is related to the water, but they are all have like innovation by themselves. For example, make windmill from waste, drum, and etc. Next, please. Okay. So if Adiwiyata is the intervention to the formal education like school, we do have Gemilang. This is an Indonesian Green Community Movement. Nadia become one of our pioneer that make increasing knowledge of the communities. So basically, we capacity building for the environmental protection, creativity and environmental innovation forum. For example, the campaigns program. And also we give environmental practice assistance. So a lot of program here, not only in Java but also in all around Indonesia. Next, please. So the other one is creative entrepreneur development. This is we are trying to give a green job approach to the Gen Z, the millennia, since they are becoming our leader in the next 20 years. So yeah, for example, we give a short training related to tourism in the forestry, and also waste management related to blackbird soldier fly. Next, please. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation. So yeah, we need to collaborate. So we are welcoming you to have a lot of program together, and I think that World Water Forum very perfect forum to collaborate and make long-term progress on global challenge. So yeah, we are welcoming all of you to cooperate with us related to increasing awareness and capacity building on environmental education. And yeah, we would like to develop a lot of things like technology information, technical assistance for the not only the community but also the local government and us national government. So finally, on behalf of Ministry of Environment and Forestry, we would like to thank you to all of you for coming and participate in this event. And we are really look forward that water for share prosperity, air untuk kesejahteraan kita semua can be established. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation, Ibu Sinta. Now we move on to the second speaker, Bapak Haryanto. The time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Morning, Om Swastiastu, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Thank you so much for the opportunity for sharing one of the initiatives that Danone is developed with regard to the education, especially on water topic. I really take opportunity to thank Ibu Sinta for great support so that finally this book is ready to be launched publicly. Of course, through the several stages that we passed before. So next slide. So just before I start my presentation, just would like to introduce you our company on the next slide. Danone actually. This is actually our vision, which is our vision is actually one life, one health. We really want to be a company which is not only pushing for the profit but also taking care of the environment, social, and also the society, including also the education. Next slide. Actually, we operate all over Indonesia. We have quite big footprint. Therefore, actually, since we are operating in Indonesia, of course, we are part of Indonesia, and then we should contribute positively to Indonesia. On the next slide, and then next, So, of course, at the end, as part of Indonesia, then we have to work together to protect our country, to protect our environment. Especially on water topic, because this is very crucial for us. And as a company, Danone, we have, the target to be a positive water impact company. So means we return more than we take water to the environment, to the nature, and also to the community. We have three main strategies. The first one, of course, is just to go back to us as a company, how we use water responsibly, reduce the water footprint, and then manage our wastewater properly before discharge to the environment. And then also, as much as possible, we use water not from the groundwater, for example, but also we introduce like rainwater harvesting and all of the facilities, so that the water will not just overflow, but we use it for the domestic use. And also we expand not only within the factory but also within the watershed. We operate in 17 watersheds in Indonesia, and as water is very local issue, then it has to be addressed with a local solution. So therefore, each watershed we have a different approach on how we taking care of the water. And then last but not least, definitely we still have a challenge on water access in Indonesia. Therefore, we contribute to give the water access for the society. Because at the end, this is just to give you an idea the challenge that we have moving forward if we do the business as usual. There will be more and more drought is going to happen. I read also the publication of World Bank, basically the potential impact on the GDP of Indonesia is 7.5% if we don't really address the water problem. And therefore, actually, it is going to be very relevant because quite interesting as well that basically there are many misconceptions in terms of the understanding of the water. Even yesterday I got the event, there were also questions related to the water, which is for me, I saw it as a misconception number one, that basically the water is free. Yes, the water is everywhere, that you can take it yourself, but it has to be combined with the responsibility. You take the water, then you have to use it responsibly, or if you take it the water in the big amount of water, then potentially there will be also a fee that you have to pay to the government, for example. So it is not free, but it comes to the consequence, whether you have to use it responsibly or you have to conserve the water, this kind of thing. And then sometimes there was also the misconception that water is unlimited. Water is everywhere, so it will always overflow wherever we go. And then the last one is water is from God. Yes, definitely, but this kind of misconception that we need to give the right understanding about the water. So this is actually one of the reasons why, next slide, we come up with the idea on having kind of a module for education for the kids, because like imagine kita in the future, 2045, perhaps she will be 30 or 35 years old. Then imagine if she has the full knowledge of water, definitely our next generation will be super powerful, especially when we talk about this topic. Sebelumnya, yeah. And then why? Basically, yes, this is based on our observation. There are many topics, in the education, including also waste and some other environment topic, but we see that the topic specific on water is still scattered. There is no comprehensive education module that really explaining about water end to end. So this is one of the reasons why we established this book. The next one. So yeah, next slide. Yeah, so basically, as I mentioned before, yes, we work together with with many different partners. In this case, to develop the book. Basically, we split the book into two. The first one is education book for teachers, and then the second one is basically the module for the students, for the kids, and it is for the elementary school. This is basically the education module. If you got the chance to see the copy, it is also in the format of soft file, and you can also download. It is quite comprehensive module, comprises of 16 chapters, which is explaining about the basic knowledge of water, what is the water, what is the benefit of water, and then also what is the water problem, water scarcity, water pollution, and then what is the potential solution, and how you as a student able to contribute to address the solutions as part of the solution. This is basically what is inside of the 16 modules. So the next slide. Next, yeah. This module, Pahlawan Cilik Bijak Air, it is also available online in the platform of sekolah.mu. Everyone can access. It is free. Then it is quite interactive module, because at the end, imagine the water topic is quite complex, and this module is developed also together with the University of Indonesia, translated the PhD, kind of a knowledge, becoming a topic which is very easy to understand, very simple for the students, and then it has to be something which is interest them to understand more about this complex topic. So therefore, we try to do it in interactive way and easy to understand. On the next slide. Yeah, we also complete the book with the storybook, with some of the kind of a model for the students to be able to learn, to do kind of practical things, to do kind of a simple lab activity, to complete also the books. And then the next is more on the process. how actually the book was established. Basically, this is really again, manifestation of what Bu Sinta mentioned about the pentahelix collaborations from the government definitely, and then private sector, what we can contribute to academia from University of Indonesia, the NGO, or our partners, Scholar.mo, and definitely also the friends of media to further amplify the books. On the next is more on the disseminations, yeah, which is first we need to test, before the book is officially launched. We need to test to the students for them to understand the content of the book, and because at the end they are the user of this book. And then we got so many feedback from them, including also the teachers, how this book should be readable for the students. So it is really, require significant effort, back and forth, and then finally we launched, soft launch, I would say, the book last year, and then we follow by the trainer for the teacher, because it is important also to have trainer for the teacher before they bring the book live. Next, basically, yeah. So dissemination process after train the teacher, then we do the dissemination to the school, which is there are already 296 schools and more than 1,000 teachers and more than 3,500 students actually exposed to the book. This is again still, really the beginning. We did also impact assessment because this is very important, right? Impact assessment we did for the teachers, which is more than 30% of the teachers. Basically, they got better understanding about the water topic, and then they also find it is interesting, and some of them is actually the new topics for them. So this is more or less, as I mentioned to you before, you can download the module. We have some hard copy if you want to have it. It is in Bahasa and also in English. And then we also share this book also to some other countries within the event, like in China and some other countries. They are also quite inspiring of this book. So I hope that we can further collaborate to further amplify this book, definitely through the Adiwiyata program. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Pak Arianto. Such an interesting educational material you have. Okay, our last but not least speaker is the youngest speaker in this room, Adik Gita, and you are from 6th grade, right? Elementary school in SDN 1 Mambang, Bali. Okay, please, the time is yours.
Good morning, dear honorable, the talk show participant. I hope we're all happy. I don't forget to say thank you very much to the host who has given me the opportunity. Next. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Niputu Novia Padma Sujita Masari. My name is too long, right? You can call me Gita. I am a 6th grade student at elementary school number 1 Mambang, which is located at Mambang Village, Slamadak Timur, Tabanan, Bali. My school is in the countryside, which has 113 students with an area of 2,000 square meters. Next. Ladies and gentlemen, on this happy occasion, I will explain about water rescue generation. Next. But before explaining about it, let me explain that in my school, there is a program that may not be found in other schools, namely the Leadership Formation Program. We select the president every year by imitating the system that applies in Indonesia. So, if in junior high school there is a OSIS, while in my school there is a student cabinet, and I happen to be the vice president. The president is also assisted by the ministers, one of whom is the Ministers of the Environment. Next. Let me read about our school's award, especially in the term of the environment. Next. as a district Adiwiyata school in 2017. Number 2, as a provincial Adiwiyata school in 2017. Number 3, as a national Adiwiyata school in 2018. Number 4, as an independent Adiwiyata school in 2022. Number 5, our school was also appointed as a pilot project school free single-use plastic. Number 6, become a champion of a school environment based on numeracy literacy in 2022. Number 7, also be the best male ambassador in the band The Big Five Jamboree. Band The Big Five is a program term developed by Indonesia Zero Waste Alliance for the movement to reject 5 types of single-use plastic waste in the form of plastic bags, straw, sachet, styrofoam, and microbeads. Next. Many people ask me, what can children do to show their concern for the environment, especially water conservation? Next. We started by forming a community which we named GAPSAP, namely the children's movement to care about plastic waste. Next. Why this community is important to us? Number 1, in Hindu religions, teaching there is something called Trihita Karana. Human relationship with God, human relationship with humans, and human relationship with the environment. Next. Number 2, in the second scope principle, it is called love of a nature and compassion for fellow human being. Next. Number 3, the environment is starting to be polluted by plastic waste, and all of that affect the condition and availability of water. Actually, GAPSAP was formed in 2003, but with a different name, and starting to focus on plastic waste in 2014 under the name GAPSAP. Next, what are GAPSAP activities at school? Caring for the school environment by defining areas that are group responsibility and personal responsibility. Implement the 5 components that must be implemented in school as requirement for Adiwiyata school, namely clean lines, sanitation, drainage, waste management, energy conservation, water conservation, and greening. Next. GAPSAP member activities in the village. Implementing the 3R program, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Sunday morning routine. Activities with residents in their respective area. Activities related to water. GAPSAP member activities in water conservation. Maintain water installation. Collect rainwater, integration of bioflux pond with hydroponic, creating Tebe Modern. Tebe Modern is a composting medium that is shaped like a well hole with depth of 150 centimeters to 250 centimeters. The material used in making Tebe Modern are bus concrete and bus covers, made artistic and can also use as a place to sit to relax, read the book. Next, make bioforests, make infiltration wells, tree planting, watering user rainwater and river water, efficient use of water, river cleanup, beach cleanup. Next, collaborating with the river care community in the Tabanan Regency. The name of the community is Be Reaper or Bakti Ring Pertiwi. Attend workshop and seminars with the theme of the caring for the environment, water conservation campaign through social media. Next. How does this community respond to this GAPSAP activity? In the past, many parents of students did not agree. They thought that we were training their children to be scavengers. But no, all parents of students agree after seeing how noble the intention and activities of GAPSAP. Organized by the village head and the national level, especially now that one of their children invited to international right now. Next. Alright, that's what I can explain about our real action as children in protecting the environment. If there are words are unpleasant, I apologize because I can only speak English a little. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gita. I was impressed because you have done so many things for environment in such a young age. So I'm so proud of you, and I'm sure we are so proud of you too. Okay, now unfortunately, our speaker from Directorate Water Inland and Mangrove Rehabilitation cannot come to this talk show. So we still have a few minutes to have a question and answer session. So if there's a question, please. Okay.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much. Is it working? I appreciate the young kid here from the school. She has done definitely a big change within herself first. So she is an example for everyone, and also she has become an inspiration for the school kids, which she is learning, and she has taken it very in the right manner. So again, salute you. And at this age, when somebody is concerned for the environment, that is what we were taught in our school. Today I am age of 65, and I am from New Zealand. Yeah. So I'll take. You can do one more thing. See, what you have done is with the help of the school kids. Of course, you got your teacher, you got the minister, and everything. But still, everyone is not involved. In the time you are in the school, till the time you have got your friends, they will be involved. No sooner out of the school, you go to the uni, and it will all. The continuation will be there. But how to make everyone in this room, in the world, part of your progress? That is your challenge. So think about it. How you will do it? I will give you one clue. We all use smartphones today, and you want to look at Facebook, you want to look at WhatsApp, and so everyone is a part of that community. So you can start a WhatsApp group, and how to make everyone involved in this ideology is what one thing I will do today that will help the environment. One thing, only one thing every day I have to do. So if the paper is falling, I will pick it up and put it in the rubbish bin. If I am drinking too much water, but the water is half left, it is waste. So I should not use water. Most of the time, people like me, they shave and the tap is on. The water is going. That is also waste. So many things in our daily life we can do, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, that we can save water, we can stop electricity misuse, we can also use energy which is shared energy rather than having individual energy. So all this is result is if everyone is using natural resources and energy and water individually instead of sharing it, then we are multiplying the problems of the world. So you can develop one app. I'll give you one example from India. You can Google that. It is called Cool the Globe. A girl like you, Cool the Globe. She made that app and she said, I want everyone in the world to be a part of this program. So she said, everyone must help to cool this world. So she made some 10-15 points what you can do. So today I am saying I will switch off the light. Instead of going in the individual car to the school, I will use a cycle. Instead of using the cycle, I will walk it down. So many things, and then you say, yes, I have done that. Then the points come up, and then the message goes to you that I have done 10 things today and helped to support the environment. So that is how we get. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the input. Okay. Is there any question? Okay. Please mention your name and where you're coming from.
Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Raiden Yap and I'm a youth delegate from Jakarta, Indonesia, and I'm here representing my organization, Yayasan Komit Indonesia. And first off, I would just like to say thank you for all the presenters here. I'm extremely impressed by what Indonesia is really doing right now on the private sector level with Danon, on the academic center with Lucinta, and of course from the youth sector, which I'm also from. And I'm very, very impressed by all of this. So my main question goes out to Pak Karanto from Danon. So I recently noticed in your talk yesterday that you talked about how Danon is also upskilling on university students, you're collaborating with high schools as well. And the speaker before you yesterday talked about how within Indonesia, only 3 undergraduate programs actually have majors for water resource management. So from all of these initiatives that Danon is currently doing with connecting with high schoolers or even to the primary level, are there any actions being taken towards helping more universities in terms of creating courses or creating official classes in terms like Curriculum Merdeka, for example, to include more information about water resource management and water for shared prosperity? Thank you very much.
That's great questions. Really appreciate the topics. Yeah, definitely. It was mentioned as well during the youth discussion that basically we still have less, hydrogeological export in Indonesia. While actually Indonesia is we have abundant water resources that is really obvious is going to be becoming a future challenge. And then we in Danon we are trying to contribute by promoting the study program for this topic. Yeah, you mentioned correctly with the curriculum Merdeka, something that we can further strengthen. Actually, we have started already with several universities on curriculum Merdeka integrating the hydrogeological topic as part of the materials. We work with Gajah Mada University, SBI, Gajah Mada University so far, but I think we can expand to some of the universities. And then also there was some topic as well related to what is actually the challenge faced by the students or the youth, the student is more on data which is we one of the sector have quite comprehensive data. I think we should collaborate to open collaboration for the students to understand more about the relevant data so that we can further enhance the research. We have also many research programs with us. We have 17 watersheds where we need to further understand more about the characteristics or properties of the watershed. There are a lot of knowledge on water, so this is something that we can further strengthen working together with the university and some other institutions. Great question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, our last question. Okay, please. Please mention your name and where you coming from. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Ilham. I'm here representing as part of Youth World Youth Parliament for Water. So my question will be to Lucinta and also Yukita. Because I was also involved in the Adiwiata program, 10 years ago maybe when I was as a student. But I know that there is a lot of new programs in Adiwiata now. But my question will be how to ensure your program can be implemented by the students, outside school. Because in school you have all the facilities, you have teacher, you have everything there. But after school, when they are coming back home, but they don't have any facility to reuse again plastic, or maybe they cannot do something like to recycle plastic, for example. But in school, of course, they have. So how to ensure from the ministry perspective and from the Gita, what's your experience like when you are at home? What are you doing there with your friends, with your family? So that's.
Okay, thank you, Ilham. Very nice knowing you that you're the cadre of Adiwiata. And right now you're a representative of youth in parliament. Very nice, thanks. How to ensure? Yeah, we do everything. We try to involve, Pak mentioned, from media social, the Gen Z right now, millennial, all they are involved with the media social. So we are trying to influence them with every things that can approach formal and informal. So yeah, we are trying our best to have people like Gita, like you, that have a very militancy to the environment, something like that.
Ya, yang seperti tadi dijelaskan, sekolah kami punya program yang namanya GAPSAP. Ya, GAPSAP memungut sampah plastik yang ada di sekitar desa kita. Jadi, desa kita punya berbagai wilayah. Nah, di setiap wilayah itu, kita punya suatu tim buat membersihkan plastik yang ada di sekitar wilayah tersebut. Nah, untuk aktivitas di rumah ya seperti biasa, kita pasti menghasilkan sampah di rumah. Jadi kita memilah sampah. Ya gitu deh.
What was the last thing she said? I didn't get it.
Okay, thank you for all the speakers and all the participants. Now we have reached the end of the first session of talk show. Please don't go anywhere because we will continue right after this, our second talk show. Before we end this first session, Ibu Sinta has a little appreciation for the speakers. Please, Mbak Devi. Now please take photo together. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, thank you. Oke, baik Bapak Ibu, I have one pantun. Jalan-jalan ke Nusa Dua, jangan lupa mampir ke pantai. Para peserta jangan kemana-mana. Setelah ini ada talk show dari kok nggak nyambung? Setelah ini ada talk show dari PPGLHK lagi. Oke ya.